do this. There, that works. So yeah, all the content creators, I will send you guys a link to all this stuff. I'll just post it on Twitter and you guys can find it. I'll link a couple content creators that I know will probably want to do this. And you just drag and drop and you just talk about why you think it's there. So for this instance, forget the ad at the top. Just a little reminder, this is a tier list comparing golden moments to each other and not other Veve NFTs. Even a C tier golden moment is going to be a better purchase than some A tier NFT from a different brand or IP. Things to take into consideration when comparing golden moments to each other, like popularity, fan base, total mints, rarity, time on the app. So like if it's been on the app for a long time, obviously there's probably more people hodling it than like maybe a brand new NFT, who knows? And whatever you think adds value. So all that stuff. Don't forget to give it a poop emoji or whatever emoji you guys want to give on this tier list. Let's go. Let me just read up chat. I got a URToby96 on drop. Let's go. That's actually really solid. Sub 100. I've never got a sub 100 on drop. What's your thought about the market? Same as last week, more or less. Saved my day because I went for too many of them. Iron Man number 1. Let's go. So first off, Wally is at the top. I'm just kidding. I think my last, even this thumbnail too, I have like Wally and Cogsworth at the top. Everything else is D tier. So and just as a reminder, like if I put an NFT at D tier, I'm not saying it's a terrible NFT. All I'm saying, it's like, it's a golden moment, right? It's almost like, the way I explain this is, imagine the comic book rating. You know how it's like, it goes from like 9 and then like 8.5, then 8. It kind of starts skipping, but these are all 9s. Right, these are all 9s on the scale, at least in my opinion. Now it's just like, all right, what's a 10? What's a 9.9 to 9.8? What's a 9.7? What's a 9.5? What's a 9? Like, they're all still great, but it's just like comparing them to each other. What are the best ones? Price prediction for entire golden moments that a year from now: 2 million, 100 million. I don't know. I couldn't give it right now. I love how he auto does the poop emoji. Yes, you gotta immediately click the poop emoji. It's already selected. I think I clicked it earlier. So we'll get started. We'll start just in order. And I think these are in no particular order. It's not even like alphabetical or anything like that. It's just scrambled, which is probably perfect. Avengers logo. And honestly, I did not prepare for this at all. Like, I don't even remember what I put in what level at other things. And I can't switch them around, right? So it goes from top down, left to right. So Avengers logo. For now, I'm gonna tentatively put it in C tier. I'm very much of the Randy Chavez train of thought where people want to invest in characters, not so much things, signs, objects, vehicle. I mean, certain vehicles, but there's no, I mean, I guess there is a vehicle. There is Pizza Planet truck. But if there's a significant behind like the Pizza Planet truck, it's a bit different. But overall, I do think there's a reason why, even though Iron Man has like almost double the amount of mints of the Avengers logo, it's still more expensive than Avengers logo. There's a reason for that. So I should also probably clear chat. There we go. So that's Avengers logo. I like it a lot. It's part of the original series. I do think some of the NFTs that are part of the original series will hold like a little bit more weight for 2 reasons. Mostly because it's the original series, even though they're all in individual sets and there's no series of golden moments technically. It's just still part of the original set. And on top of that, it's been in the market for a while. So as of right now, doesn't seem like there's a lot of hodlers, but for the most part, I think it's all right where it's at. Chippendale. This one's really hard. And I'll be honest, I think I really undervalued Chippendale for quite some time. And you guys can talk in chat, by the way. Like, it's okay to give your opinion or whatever it is. Chippendale. Cheese. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's popular because other people like it or whatever. And again, you guys have to remember, this is coming from someone that's like some 31-year-old dude in an apartment with like no kids. Like, I watch a good bit of Disney. I know of Chippendale, but I didn't like watch a ton of it. I know in some regions outside of the US that this is like really, really popular. I'm gonna put this at like high B tier for now. And again, I might rearrange some of this stuff at the very end. I do think Chippendale's popular. I do think the ultra rare rarity is carrying it, and the low mint is carrying it pretty heavily. Honestly, if it was probably in the uncommon category, I'd probably put it down on like low C. I don't know about D tier, but probably like there-ish or so. So B tier is where it's gonna stay. Donald and Daisy. I think Donald's such a big deal in like the Disney community and the fan base, and the fact that it's also a double FA with Daisy right alongside it. Daisy's not as popular as Donald, obviously, but Donald's like a pretty big deal. It's like, it basically, if we had to go in order, just popular, it goes like Mickey, then Donald. Like, it jumps like that. So, I know there's a whole bunch of popular things about Donald, how he has his own orange juice. He was like part of like different like war effort things. A part of, I think it was World War II. I don't remember. VV3 has a really, really good video about like this golden moment Donald thing, and like there's just so many fun facts about Donald and how big of a like cultural phenomenon he was like for quite some time. DDB, still holding my Chippendale. You said it was cheese, sold at $6.50. Chippendale in Las Vegas is totally non-Disney. Yeah, that's it's a bit different. Rescue Rangers, yeah, so like that stuff is cool. I'd say A for Donald and Daisy. Yeah, so as of right now, putting in A tier. Some things might be higher, some things might be lower. Walt, D tier. I mean, this guy, who's even this guy? Like, no one knows Walt. I'm just kidding. S tier. I don't think he needs no explanation. As of right now, legitimately the only actual human, like IRL human on the app. Like most of the other characters are just fantasy characters and heroes and all that stuff. But as of right now, as far as that, well, except for Cleopatra and, you know, Amelia Earhart, but I guess I'm talking about premium digital format, in this format like this, where they actually like make you into a statue, not a card. So Walt's up there. It's a double FA, like Walt and Mickey. You legitimately can't get better than that when it comes to Disney. Next one, Flounder and Sebastian. I love Little Mermaid as a kid. I watched it quite a bit. Ariel gave me some unrealistic expectations of redheads, so there is that. For right now, I'll probably put it in C tier. I'm putting it below Avengers logo. It's popular. I will admit that the water does look a bit weird. I think people are more looking for like Ursula or Ariel, like maybe what's his name, John Smith. Like I think people want more of those characters, not golden moment style, but just like from that franchise. If honestly, I think if Sebastian was like alone, I don't want to say it would perform better, but I mean it's double FA, it's pretty popular. But overall, I will say the rarity and the fact that it is a rare and relatively low mint compared to like the uncommon and commons does help it quite a bit. But I would still put it right here. And again, I might actually change this up a bit later. So FA human, exactly. Lenticular cards hurt Donald Daisy statue a bit. Potentially. In my mind, it shouldn't, because they're like two different things. That's why I picked up the rare. Yeah, I still think it's good. And again, remember, like these are all great NFTs. It's just like comparing them to each other, right? That's pretty much it. Oh, poo. Honestly, poo emoji. And it's funny, you know what? People always ask poo, but they never ask who's Piglet. People always forget Piglet. I forget about him too on this. So Pooh, put him in A tier right now. I will admit, I do think these two will duke it out a lot. Like, given enough time on the market, I do think Donald, Daisy, and Pooh are gonna duke it out. I know some people are gonna be like, Pooh is, you know, like third biggest franchise to ever exist and this and that. It's like, Pooh's also been around for 100 years. I do kind of align a little bit with some other content creators like Rob stuff that has said like most of the stuff that's being sold with Pooh is mostly with children and this and that. Like, and I understand the significance of Pooh, but how many people understand the significance are also willing to pay 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 gems, you know, or more for it, right, in the future? Who's to say? But I do think these two will probably fight a lot for a certain spot. Like who's going to be higher priced quite a bit, at least in my mind. In a weird way, I almost kind of want to say like most of the normies would pick Pooh, but most like the Disney diehards would probably pick Donald, if I had to be honest. I have no idea. I'm just throwing that out there. Avengers logo over Flounder. Yep. Flounder and Sebastian Puddle gives it a unique design. It's rare, but that gets me. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the beauty of NFTs. It's all, a lot of it is just, and this is why I'm going to give you guys the capability to do your own tier list. Like you guys are going to have a link of this later and you guys can make your own list and copy it and put it up on Twitter. And, you know, like I'm probably going to get shit for this, but it's going to be fun. Mickey hat. Mickey hat is A. I don't know what is up with that. Okay, let's fix that. Mickey hat, I do think is A tier. It should be above both of these. Even though it hurts my heart and a lot of people's hearts that they put the FE tag on it. It is a hat. I know a lot of people debate, oh, but in Fantasia, it's basically a creature and it moves around and this and that. It's hard to say. Like, you know, if you look at the cars, Lightning McQueen, it's a car, but it also has a personality. It talks, so I guess it's a FA, not a FE. I don't know. It's a bit difficult. I'll be honest. I bought this right before they announced the FA FE tag thing, so I kind of got screwed over by this as well. But I think in the long run, it's funny because for a long time, like when Golden Moments initially came out, the hat was number 2, like above Elsa, above C-3PO, above R2-D2, above all of those. But times change. People's perception of certain golden moments, and as they get more information from more Disney diehards and like community like members, you know, people's perception changes. So I think as an adult audience on Veve, Donald should be bigger here. I think so too. So I'm putting, these are basically in the same spot. I'll be honest. If I had to give a slight edge, I would give a slight edge to Donald. So I'm putting Donald up ahead Pooh right now. Yeah, Mickey hat, I don't think it needs no more explanation. I think it should be up here. R2-D2. I'll be honest, I'm not sure which one was minted first. I could have sworn like the common or like the lower rarity one was minted first, and then like the higher rarity one was minted second, but a lot of people are saying like R2-D2's first. I don't know. Regardless, I will say, for now, like R2-D2 is Grail category. It's really high up there. It's like FA Star Wars. Star Wars is a major franchise. Like try to pin Disney versus Star Wars against each other. It's like you have 2 juggernaut IPs going at it, right? As of right now, until they come out with like a Vader golden moment or like Luke Skywalker or something crazy, even then, like R2-D2 and like Disney did a really smart job putting basically R2 and C-3PO, because like they've appeared in all the movies. They're the most beloved characters. They've seen it all. They've done it all. And I think I think it is S tier. Like Grail just means like, if you buy this, like you just can't go wrong. And that's why it's like, you know, Walton, Mickey, and then R2-D2 is like the first of Star Wars. Star Wars is a huge franchise. And that's the other thing too, I think, for considering a Grail. It's like a Grail has to be tied to like a major franchise with a humongous fan base. And it has to be an extremely beloved character, which is definitely R2-D2. So I do think it's earned its spot right here, like up in S tier near Walt. Like this isn't price order either. Like in my personal opinion, I'm not ordering these necessarily by price. I think these prices could work themselves out in the future. But like I'm thinking like potentially too, like in the future. Like I'm not thinking like, whoa, what are the prices right now? Let me just put them in price order. It's more like, what do I think is the potential for like their number of mints as well as like potential popularity? I'm thinking like years in the future. So we'll see. Next one is, let's see, Donald over Pooh all day. People just speculate that comments are minted first. We don't know for sure. Yeah, that's interesting. R2, S2, yes, sir. Imagine a Dalmatians golden moment, just 100 of them. That'd be ridiculous. Homer and Bart. This one's really tough. It's like the first golden moment. I don't think that's a major value add for Simpsons, to be honest. Like when I think Disney, I don't think Simpsons personally. Now Simpsons is huge. A lot of people like Simpsons. I grew up watching Simpsons. I probably watched easily hundreds of episodes. My favorite episode with Simpsons, my 2 favorite episodes with Simpsons is Homer when he actually rides the skateboard over like the gorge. Like very early Simpsons, he like flies over the gorge. He does that to like, I think, impress his son or something like that. And the other one is an episode where he's like drinking vodka and mayonnaise together, and he says that's an issue for like future Homer. I don't know. That's my favorite parts of Homer. But he's a very like beloved character. I'm really tentatively putting him in like low C tier or high B tier. I think for now I'll put him in like low B tier. Definitely, I wouldn't put him above Chippendale right now. For now, I'll put him in B tier. I really think Chippendale, like, it's getting hard carried by its rarity, but I think it's very debatable that it's like this. I think I kind of like this a bit better. So I'll put Homer in B tier for now. But I actually do like Homer right here. We'll have to probably revisit this. Like I said, once I get towards the end, I could like reorder these. C-3PO, A tier for sure. Debatable with the hat, but I do think as of right now, I would put C-3PO up here. I will admit, as we get more Disney diehards on the app, I do think there's a potential that we could have the hat overtake C-3PO, right? Even though I'm sure there's a lot of fans that like Star Wars and Disney, but if there are people that really like Disney more, or Fantasia or Mickey or whatever it is, and people understand that the Mickey hat is like an accessory that's like rarely sold by Disney. Like they don't really put out a lot of like Mickey hat, Sorcerer's hat memorabilia often. So people might value the rarity of this and how frugal Disney is with putting out that character over C-3PO. C-3PO, I would say, is the same kind of thing about R2-D2, except it's just a tier lower. More mints. I think that's the other thing. It's like lower rarity, so it's more mints than C-3PO and stuff like that. But C-3PO is an awesome character. It's been around for a long time. Elsa, oof. Not D tier. I did not mean to do that. I know it's like lagging. Elsa's really hard to pinpoint. It's hard to say because I do think like there's gonna like I've never watched Frozen, but I know the song like the back of my hand. B rank over Chippendale. Yeah, that's I think where you guys we're talking Homer. I will say for Elsa, oof, that's a somewhat tough one. I want to put an A tier. It's just not sure where, to be quite honest. Like part of me wants to put it over Donald and Daisy. Like Elsa is just such a like recent phenomenon. Like I part of me wants to put it here. But I really think these three NFTs could fight it out. But I do think Elsa could like edge these two out. Like Elsa's just such a huge phenomenon that's happened. It's like the most successful and profitable Disney princess. Like Veve, not Veve, that Disney's like ever released. You know they're gonna keep doing Elsa related stuff in the future. And it's not so much like, oh, like, are these daughters gonna grow up and buy, like, I mean, I would assume like a lot of dads too are gonna buy this, you know, for their daughters or to share with their family, or people just like Frozen or whatever it is, or it's the first Disney princess, like whatever value you want to put upon it. I do think it's a big deal on the app. So like Elsa is a big deal. So I agree, it's A tier. It's just kind of like where to put it. That's the tough part. I think right now I'll probably put it below Hat, but above Donald and Daisy and Pooh for now. We'll see. Lady and the Tramp, I think this is the only golden moment that's going to be D tier. Just not enough like media exposure. Just like there's just not enough content about Lady and the Tramp. As far as I know, there's only the movie that came out in the 50s and the remake they did in like 2017 or whatever the hell they did it. Other than that, there's like no other stuff about Lady and the Tramp, and that's it. Like I think people know of it, but I just don't see a lot of like diehards out there. And I think what was it? God, I was watching Randy Chavez's video, one of his interviews with his friends that like used to work at Disneyland, and she brought up a good point about, yeah, like Lady and the Tramp is cool, but they don't really have like super memorable music. There's not like a whole lot of just like interesting characters, like memorable things that happen in the movie, right? So, and it's just a movie of its time. It's like the 50s, and I think it's still good. It's still a golden moment at the end of the day, but it's probably just the lowest tier one in my opinion. Geesh, Iron Man. Elsa's the very first Disney NFT. I think that, yeah, that's another thing too. Like that's a weird one. It's like the first golden moment that was licensed by Disney. There's the first golden moment that is Disney official. Then like Disney golden moment. Like someone had like a weird list that had like all the golden moments, like the actual first based on like licensing, advertised by Disney, and then like so many weird things. But I think that's a bit much. But who knows? Iron Man, A tier for sure. It's FA Iron Man. Like as much as I want to put him like up here, I think he could be up here. And that's the thing. I think these four, Elsa, Iron Man, and Donald, are probably some of the hardest ones, and Pooh are probably some of the hardest ones to do. I do think Pooh is probably at the bottom of these, but I do think Elsa, Iron Man, and Donald are gonna like fight a lot for that spot, like in the middle. Like they're gonna be trading places a lot. If we drop some like really big Marvel stuff, or if we get like an Iron Man drop or whatever it is, Iron Man could pump. If we get more Disney princesses, Elsa could pump. If we get more Donald stuff, I don't know, potentially it could pump. Like who knows, right? I do think there's gonna be certain catalysts that could pump some of these up above the other one, just suddenly. It could definitely happen. It just depends on what you favor, right? Because as of right now, like if you're looking at this golden moments list, if you're a big Marvel fan, what are you gonna buy? The only thing you can buy is Iron Man and the Avengers logo. That's it. There's no other Marvel things here. So like if you're a big Marvel fan and you want a golden moment and you don't really care about Star Wars, if you don't really care about some of the other Disney stuff, like you're gonna buy Iron Man, right? But if you're a Disney fan, you got a ton of stuff. You got Elsa, you got the hat, you got Chippendale, you got Flounder, you got so many different options. So the money's kind of spread around a little bit more, at least in my opinion. But Iron Man, I'd probably still put Iron Man below Elsa. Maybe even below Donald and Daisy. Again, I do think these three are going to be like the toughest ones to price, because that's pretty much it. But again, considering that Iron Man's like the only Marvel golden moment, if there's Marvel people that like golden moments, they only have one option, and that's it for now, unless they add more later. Is there anything in the market you would purchase instead of a low tier golden moment? I'm sure there's some I could think of. Maybe mostly like lenticular cards or comics. Maybe something Marvel related. Got an Iron Man at 1.1K. I was 3 days early. Yeah, that happens. Pooh's bottom A. Yep. Where would you put Steamboat Willie in this list? And that's another good one. I do think Steamboat Willie, if I had to say, I would say Steamboat Willie, like ultra rare. is always gonna be like roughly in like the number 4 spot, like roughly on this list. Like Steamboat Willie price wise is always gonna be somewhere between like the 3 and the number 5 spot on the tier list, like here. Maybe a bit higher. It's hard with the current pricing, it's just crazy. Like the current pricing is all jacked up, but yeah, I would say like Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare is probably somewhere high A tier. Maybe not at the very tippy top, but definitely like maybe 1 or 2 removed from like the high A tier if I had to like put Steamboat Willie here. In all honesty, even though it probably should be low S, we'll see. It depends on how many people actually value the fact that like if people are really attached to tags, it's going to be A tier. But if people like don't really care and all they care about is the historical significance of Steamboat Willie, it'll probably be low S tier. E.g. below B tier, would you say still get a golden moment or maybe Steamboat Willie? Well, the price difference is just vastly different, right? Like Homer and Chippendale aren't even... Chippendale, last I saw it was like 400 gems, and Homer, I don't even know what price he is, so... You have to compare it to other comparatively priced golden moments like C-3PO, right? C-3PO or like Mickey hat. I'd probably buy... Oof, that's a tough one. Mickey hat or Steamboat Mickey? I'd say Steamboat Willie, because I do think Steamboat Willie is kind of like a standalone NFT, while the golden moments are always going to be affected by each other. Like as more golden moments drop, like it's just going to pull down the prices of each of them. Steamboat Willie kind of just does its own thing, but I do think it is affected, right? Because some people are more than happy to 1-for-1 an Elsa for a Steamboat Willie, or vice versa. Who knows? I do think all the prices are connected to each other. Donna was the first drop I landed, joined in January. Hell yeah. Then it would have been more valuable. Iron Man is the only Marvel Disney golden moment. Possibly ever. Possibly ever. Yeah, that's what I mean. We need top 10 grails in the app list. We could maybe do that. Steamboat Willie so undervalued as a Disney collectible. I agree. I believe Steamboat Willie is an S tier. I think so too. Like I said, if people are really attached to the idea of tags, like, oh, it's not an FA and it's not an FE, you know, high-ish A tier. But if people don't care and they actually understand the historical significance of Steamboat Willie and how many Disney diehards would like love to just buy it and have it in their collection, it's going to be low S tier. So I agree with you, Initial K. It just depends on how the community views tags and stuff. I guess people care more for the gold and the FA tag. Yeah, we'll see. Almost done here. Pixar Pizza Planet truck. I would put this in high C tier, to be quite honest. I know some people would probably put it in like low B. I think there's some consideration for that. It's more of an Easter egg. It's an Easter egg that like not everyone knows, believe it or not. Like not everyone knows that there's a Pixar Pizza Planet truck in every single Pixar movie. So that kind of already reduces the amount of people that would want to buy it, right? If it's not obvious, then people aren't going to buy it. So it's obvious. F.A. Iron Man, that's obvious. Homer Simpson, you know, Homer and Bart, Elsa, R2-D2, like it's very obvious. But Pizza Planet truck, some people might be like, what is this? And if you have to explain to them like, well, it's an Easter egg that's in a lot of Pixar movies, yeah, that means that the diehard people that like Pizza Planet truck are gonna buy it. But I think that alone just narrows your fan base, or like the amount of people that can buy it. That's the only reason why I'm probably putting in high C tier, and arguably it's low B tier, right? Is it better than Chippendale? Probably price-wise as of right now, probably not. And again, I do think Chippendale is just getting hard carry by its rarity and its low mint, and that's kind of it, in my personal opinion. Where would you place the cards in this tier? That's completely its own tier. I'd probably have to do a different tier. If they add more cards in the future, I'll definitely do like a tier list of the cards, but for now it's just golden moments. People underrated note, third highest grossing franchise. I know. I kind of gave my explanation to that earlier. Mostly because it's been around for a long time, and I don't know. I explained it earlier, so. Pizza C tier, opinion how far up the list a sub 200 mint pizza truck would jump. I don't know. You're not like, I'm so bad with low mints. All I do is just go to the low mints of like, look at all the other Pizza Planet trucks that are from like 120 to 200, and then look at all the ones from 200, well, you know, 201 up to like 300, and just try and find a price in the middle. Like, I don't know what else to do. Skateboard. Not a huge fan of skateboard, to be quite honest. Again, when I think Disney, I don't think Simpsons, and on top of that, I just think of a random skateboard with a skull on it. A lot of people won't even know what this is. Like, people know this is Bart's skateboard, but even then, like, you don't really see Bart's skateboard isn't like a big thing in The Simpsons. I know he uses it a lot to like travel around and meme and do stuff. I just don't really see it doing that well overall. I will say it's a part of the original set, which does help. I'm debating on like putting it above Flounder and Sebastian, but I think right now I'm probably putting it in low C tier right now. Again, it's when I think Disney, I don't think Simpsons, and it's a skateboard, and a lot of people just won't be able to make that connection for the most part. And again, I do think people, if they have the money, they'd rather buy a double FA or a super popular character, or if they were going to buy an item, like they'll probably more likely buy something else. I don't know. So skateboard, again, these are all golden moments. They're all great, but I'm putting, as of right now, skateboard probably low C tier for right now. I think the only thing that's really helping it is its higher rarity, low mint, and the fact that it's part of the original set. That's the only thing that's probably keeping it at a D tier right now. I know someone said, Noble said, D tier skateboards. Yeah, it's teetering there. And I will admit, if there's another list of golden moments that come out that just like completely crush skateboard, it probably could go into D tier. But for right now, I think C tier is fine. Wally, S tier, above all of them. No denying our Lord and Savior, Wally, most disrespected NFT on the app. I do like Wally a lot. I like him a lot. Is he B tier material? Probably not. I'll put him at the top of C. He does deserve to be higher. He's arguably low B tier or high C tier, but I do think he's better than all these, to be quite honest. I know it's like a single FA, but I could have sworn I heard like there's a new Wally show or like movie or something coming out. Fun fact, David, you once said Pizza Planet Truck is his favorite Veve NFT in Golden Moment. Nice. Hopefully it carries it, because as of right now, it doesn't, yeah. David, you also said he likes the Basement Tobies, so, I mean, see where that went. It's from the first toy movie, very iconic when they get lost at the Pizza Planet. First in the extras in Pixar films, it's got to be a plus. Never bought, but always wanted to. Yeah, and I'm not saying like these are trash here, right? Like, who knows with enough purchases. And I do think that some of these NFTs, like the golden moments that are like lower mints, like Pizza Planet Truck, skateboard, Avengers logo, like there's enough, like there's half as many mints as like their common or uncommon counterparts, that like it could swing pretty quickly if people buy them up. There's 50 golden statues at the park. Do you think they'll eventually drop off 50 of them? Potentially, Bernardo. But there's even some unique ones that aren't in the park, right? I'm trying to remember which ones those are. Donald and Daisy is actually a combination of 2 statues in one. Homer and Bart is, I believe, not in the parks. I think one of the 2 Star Wars ones are not in the parks, I believe. Probably not skateboard. Like there's a few unique ones that just aren't in the parks as far as I know. I don't know which ones off the top of my head, but there's a couple unique ones that are just on Veve, and that's it. So out of all, Wally is far worse. Is the worst one least popular? Yeah, that's why I'm like, I think he's getting pretty disrespected, to be quite honest. I think all he needs is like Little Mermaid. They're done making stuff, and like, is it a popular character? Yes, but I do think the reason why I'm having Wally up here is because it's more easily recognizable than Pizza Planet Truck. Like this is more of an Easter egg thing than like a notable thing. If you know the Easter egg, great. But if you don't know the Easter egg, you're just out. Like you're just like, whatever, it's a truck. But I do think they have more stuff in the works for Wally, which is why I'm putting it in high C tier. And again, that's why you guys can do your own tier list. You guys can put Wally at D or C or whatever you guys want to do. Put him at A or S tier where he belongs. Wally 2 is supposed to come out in June, but was canceled. Oof. Wally is a real grail. He saved Earth, guys. He did save Earth. Put some respect on Wally. Yeah, failure of control piece is Mickey Mouse getting his brains blown out. I did hear that. Chip and Dale are also separate. Yeah, they're also separate. So like we have some combination here. It's going to take golden moments so long to gain value if they keep dropping more. Potentially. I don't think like long term, if you have some of the original set 1 or some of these higher tier ones, I think so. Probably just due to the fact that they probably already have models from the statues they built. Do you see prices dropping more? I'm considering I'm buying Pooh, but hoping it drops more. It could. If more golden moments drop soonish, or if we get some more like really hard hitting like Disney or Marvel stuff happening, I think it could happen. All right, we have 2 left. I'm getting distracted by chat. Timon and Pumbaa. It's a pretty big name. Lion King. It's not Simba. It's not Scar. It's not, what's the dad's name? Simba, Scar, and then it's killing me. I used to remember his name. Mufasa. It's not Mufasa or Simba or Scar or the baboon or some of the other like pretty big name characters, but Timon and Pumbaa was pretty recognizable. I put it in low B. I think it's a solid low B tier golden moment. at the end of the day. And again, I'm not pricing these strictly based off price and what they are now, but I'd probably put Timon and Pumbaa B tier. I would easily put it above Chippendale if Chippendale wasn't getting hard carry by its ultra rarity and its low mint. Now I wouldn't put it above Homer and Bart just because, oof. I'm sticking with low B tier. Homer and Bart, like, don't get me wrong, Simba is huge, but like Homer and Bart, they are the premier characters of The Simpsons. And not only that, they're part of the original set. They're the first set that ever come out, blah, 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 and all that stuff. So that's the only reason I'm not putting like Timon and Pumbaa here. If it was Simba, I'd put it low A tier. If it was, you know, if it was Simba, Mufasa, or Scar, all low A tier all day. But because they aren't like the main characters, yeah, Mufasa. Yeah, thank you, Bernardo. Y'all don't know how much kids that are 18 to 25 right now have WALL-E as their favorite movie, and WALL-E 2 is just a fan-made trailer. Yeah. The Real Professor Oak. How the hell is Chippendale sale in B tier? A to B tier? I'm 21. WALL-E might be the bottom of the list for me, dog. Damn. Is Woody a good purchase? Yeah, I would say so. Relating my golden moment Simba, there will be more golden moments. I think so too. And again, I'm going to provide a link at the end of this so you guys can do the tier list yourself. Put it up on Twitter, you know, link me on it, but at Veve Vibes so I know, and I can rate it as well, or people can kind of give their opinion. Cogsworth and Lumiere. Put them down here. Like I said, I think the only ones like that's in like hard D tier is just because literally these are done. Arguably, this can maybe be D tier, but I don't think we have enough golden moments to really like shove it down here at the like the very, very bottom. So Cogsworth and Lumiere. I think it's Lumiere. Forgot their names. In low C tier. They're still solid, and again, at the end of the day, these are all golden moments. And I'm not just organizing these by price. If this was all just organized by price, I would just put all the original stuff at the top and all the newer stuff in like the middle, and then all of the Valentine's Day stuff basically like the bottom or middle. That's not the point. I'm thinking of the future. I'm thinking popularity, fan base, mint number, rarity, and a few other catalysts like future movies that could potentially come out. So that's pretty much it for me. If it was Mufasa or Simba, it would be an S tier. It would definitely be high up there. Would it beat out Star Wars? Nah. Would it beat out Mickey Hat? Debatable. It depends on the mint numbers, in my opinion. Super high mint numbers, it'll probably be a bit lower. But if they're like really conservative with the mint numbers, it could be lower. So would you think original Disney would be worth more since that was when Americans owned it before China bought them all? Like original Disney would be worth more. Maybe? That's what I mean. I do give a slight preference just because that's one of the things I did put in here. You know, things to take into consideration when comparing golden moments to each other: popularity, fan base, total number of mints, rarity, time on the app. So just because the original golden moments have had more time on the app, just naturally it's gotten into hodlers' hands a bit more, just with enough time, right? That's also why they've been holding their value a little bit better than some of the newer golden moments. Like the newer golden moments have been having like huge price swings, right? But the older ones, not so much. Like they've been dipping, but that's because they pumped a ton in January and early February. So yeah, this is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys would make any changes, I'll put a link in after this. So if I do a save download here. Download. I'll just do GM tier list for now. Let's just save, whatever. Is this just gonna save to my computer? Guess it does. Cool. The golden moment tier list. So if I go back here, I think it saves it as is. Like that's another thing I'm trying to figure out about this like tier list thing. I don't know why it saves my tier list. So like reset. Share on Facebook, share on Twitter. So I'm gonna share this on Twitter. Awesome tier list. It was fun. And you guys can do it yourself. Go ahead and check out my Twitter. I'm gonna post it right now. I know this is getting a little bit laggy, so I apologize. So create tier list maker. Create a VV Golden Moments tier list. Not create. I don't know why it's like via tier maker and like all this stuff. So this link should take you to it. Create a Veve Golden Moments tier list. Veve fam. Gotta do all the Veve stuff. Veve giveaway, Veve fam, Veve collectibles, Veve community. I did Veve collectibles twice. Community. What's the other one? I think that's it. There, we'll do Veve giveaways, get people's attention. Then we'll add it a few people. Gotta get Randy Chavez in here. Gotta get Dino in here. We gotta get Vivian 3, old Rhubarb. Sorry if I forget some of your favorite content creators. At My Collectibles, he's been asking me to do this for like a week. And I feel bad because every time he asks me, he's like, hey, how's that tier list going? I'm like, keep forgetting. Don't know what to tell you. Who else? I'm totally drawing a blank right now. Rob, of course, Rob. I'll just do this for now. Also, who else? Are we missing anyone? Veve Vault? Yeah, Veve Vault would dig it. Veve Vault. I think we got room for like 2 more. Anyone else you guys are going to add? Where do you think the market will bottom? I think we will all agree that nothing is going to 0 on Veve, but where do you see the absolute bottom? Where whales just sweep the floors? Negative 50 or minus 50%, 10%? I don't know. Yeah, we got Veve Vault, HRO. I haven't done a lot of research on HRO. Veve Vision. Oh yeah, dude, those guys. Veve Vision are like, let's go guys. We got a tier list right here. We're gonna spend all day doing it. Yeah, those guys are awesome. Okay, looks like we can fit one more. Butt Thompson. Honestly, I have not talked to Butt Thompson like at all. Never talked with the guy, but I'll link him. This might be a little obnoxious that I'm like just linking on him. Just realized a profile pic on here. Johnny Dunn. Yeah, we'll give it to my boy Johnny. Johnny Dunn. Let's go. Click the link. Remove the Veve giveaways. That's clickbaity. Content creators. New Veve Golden Moments tier list. Click on the link content creators. Where can we save a space? We'll just pretend like we forgot to click a space after the exclamation point. Boom, we're done. Let's go. Getting sent out. I really hope if I click this link, it's not gonna just take it to Chris. Oh, Crypto Chris. Yeah, I'll link him afterward. You know what? I'm also gonna throw it in. There's a little private chat with a few of us content creators. Not too many of us. Let's go. It has the original list. Let's go. Okay, cool. So we're good. What'd you guys think?